Tonight with Bill O'Reilly, host of the No Spin News, BillO'Reilly.com. All of his content online, YouTube.com/Bill O'Reilly. His new book called Confronting Evil, Assessing the Worst of the Worst. I don't want to spoil it, Bill, but it will be Christmas presents for a few of my friends. They'll just have to figure out which ones. You called the Democrats' video a stunt. Should people be punished for a political stunt?
I wouldn't punish him. I think the whole thing is contrived. I'm disappointed with Senator Kelly. I think that he made a huge mistake by getting involved with this ridiculous charade. You don't, if you're a responsible legislator, you don't make things up. So if you don't have an illegal order, then why are you talking about an illegal order? For what? What is the reason? There's only one: to embarrass Trump, to whip up hatred against Trump. That's why they did it.
Of course.
I guess they didn't have anything else to do on Monday. I don't know. But why would Kelly, who has a distinguished record, both in the military and in Congress, why would he be part of it? What's the upside? And then, when all hell breaks loose, you weren't expecting that backlash? You weren't expecting that you think they knew that was coming? My reporting is that Alyssa Slotkin was the one who organized it, right? And she's notably the only one of the 6 that actually didn't serve in the military. She was with the CIA. But that's my reporting. So you think they understood the firestorm that this was going to set off? I mean, I think they would have. I don't know how you don't. If they didn't, they should retire. What are you, 7 years old? When you go in there and tell the U.S. military not to obey orders because they may be quote unquote unlawful, you're going to get pushed back. And if you're a military person, you're getting in trouble.
Well, but
you're
Bill,
going to get, that's just what's going to happen.
To be fair here, they said don't obey unlawful orders. Which, by the way, is what every person is told every time, every day in boot camp.
Okay, can I stop you?
There are classes at the U.S. military academies on unlawful orders.
Can I stop you? Let me stop you. Leland, don't set yourself on fire. Okay? Please, I'm begging you, don't set yourself on fire. There was no unlawful order in play. They contrived it.
I know that. We've reported that.
That is not a legitimate basis to try to undermine a president or a military. It's just not. You can make up anything. And that's what they did. And they didn't think there was going to be this blowback on them? Come on, this is ridiculous. I think they know. The whole thing's absurd.
They did it because of the blowback, right? And we know that because they're embracing the blowback.
No, they don't like it. No, they don't. They don't like the blowback now. Oh, they don't like it. Oh, no, they don't like it.
Oh, come on. Kelly loves it. He's fundraising off of it. He's not backtracking. He's doubling down.
I understand this. I understand the cynicism involved with fundraising, but they don't like it, Leland. They're being pillaged. You know, I wrote a column yesterday on BillO'Reilly.com called The Stunt Factor, because this is a stunt. The Mandani thing at the White House was a stunt. And political people are just crazy with stunts. But in the body of the column, I said, what if the pilots and the bombers in the Enola Gay in 1945 were up there and they said, you know, killing all these civilians with this atom bomb, that may be illegal. We're not going to drop it.
Right.
There are literally thousands of orders throughout history in military campaigns that you could debate were illegal. And you're going to what, have Gomer Pyle make a decision about what's legal and what isn't while he's out in the field? I mean, it's insane. If you just step back away from
I think
the media madness.
Look, Bill, we did segment. I know you don't watch us every night. We're up a little past your bedtime, and you got better things to do. But we laid out very clearly last week the danger here. And the real danger, especially
I saw the program, Leland.
For the rank and file. But I want to. There's something else going on here, right? You called it a stunt. You said the Mandami thing was a stunt.
Right.
Do you agree, Pete Hegseth's statement that we're going to maybe recall Kelly and put him on court-martial as a stunt?
Hegseth is following orders.
Okay. So is that a stunt by Trump?
What are you doing? No.
Okay.
Trump's the commander-in-chief. He orders the Secretary of War to look into a situation that the commander-in-chief is disturbed by. Okay. Chain of command. That's what happens.
So this is my question to you. You've got today the Comey and the Letitia James cases thrown out. You've got...
Do you know why they were thrown out, by the way? Because I don't know what the unlawful appointment
It's whether or not
Ms.
she was
Halligan
Senate confirmed at the time.
Okay, so it's all about a confirmation of a U.S. attorney in Virginia. That is the crux of the matter, right?
That is the crux, as I understand it, of why the cases were thrown out. That's not to say
why the judge made the decision. Why wouldn't, though? Let me ask you a question here. Why wouldn't, if the federal judge has a question about Lindsay Halligan not going through the Senate approval process, why would he just throw it out entirely? And you say this is a violation, because there really isn't, I can't find it, maybe you can, there really isn't a B, C, D when it comes to these kind of appointments. If there were, the judge could throw it out, okay, with prejudice. He didn't. She didn't. She threw it out without prejudice, which means it's coming back. So there's a debate about whether Ms. Halligan's appointment was lawful or was not. Correct?
Or they could or no, I think it's different. Or they can refile the case, because throwing it out with prejudice is a way to punish the prosecution. And there's a discussion now, since we're on with about Comey.
But Halligan didn't do anything.
Hold on, let me just say.
Halligan didn't do anything.
No, but it would
she
be
was
to
appointed
punish. It would be to punish the
DOJ.
That's why they throw it out. Right. So this gets me to my question. You've now got the Halligan case. The case against, quote, Comey is a mess for two reasons. One, you've got that she may or may not have been appointed correctly, and Bondi went through with it. Two, whether or not it was properly done with the grand jury, which was the big debate last week. And then they might throw it out with prejudice, because that can be prosecutorial misconduct.
But they walked that back.
Well, the DOJ said it didn't happen. The judge didn't. But let me ask this question.
No. Okay, go ahead.
Is Trump being well served by those working for him? Are the president's men and women keeping him focused on what he needs to be focused on and preventing unforced errors that he has to answer for?
Look, President Trump is like Andrew Jackson and Teddy Roosevelt and a couple of other presidents. You can suggest things to him, okay? That's it. Then he does what he wants to do. It makes it a lot easier for journalists like you and me to cover a president who basically says, I make all the decisions. There's nobody I can... It's not like FDR, who had a bunch of guys in the White House, and they were just kicking this stuff around all the time, and they got a consensus going. Then FDR, during World War II in particular, signed on the consensus, okay? That's not Trump. Trump will listen, but you got to get it in quick, all right? Can't bloviate, and then he makes his own decision. So it's not fair to kick this to some advisor, because the president is, his governance style is, I'm the guy, I'm going to make the call.
That is his style. And your style, Bill, is to always, I think, let us know what's going to happen in these segments, because you posted on X, tonight at 9 Eastern, I will solve the country's problems. Watch me do it on NewsNation at Leland Vittert. I feel like the country has a couple of more problems to solve. We're going to keep you around on the other side of this break.
Okay.
Confronting evil, something President Trump is doing right now with Vladimir Putin. We'll see Bill in another minute.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.